Hi all. I'm doing this the second time because I was just felt like I just started talking and I looked up and it was like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh no, this is bad, and I don't want to edit this much because it's hard to edit on the iPad. So I just started over and I'll try to get to things faster. So background music, this is my great friend Deanna Petku's Shape of My Heart, Sting cover. You know, I use that a lot if I'm not using Cena drums downstream or some Dire Straits thing. So I'm pretty lazy in choices, but at least I took the time to bring something up, you know, but this is going to be, you know, my usual thrown together, but worse thrown together than anything. I really was just bored. And you know how they say misery loves company, so I thought I'll just bring you along with my boredom with me. Kidding. That's not my goal. No, it may be the outcome, but it's not my goal. I do have a tiny story. I think it might be able to be a story. And I think I put it on Instagram not a long time ago, but a while back. And I don't want to tell you what the comments were. There's a couple funny comments, but that would give away the story. But anyway, so I got a haircut today. So, and I've been told, by several people, don't get it cut, or don't get it cut short. Don't you dare. So I had to go tell the girl it was cutting. I was like, leave it long or I'll be murdered in my sleep, you know. And I said, can I get a deal where, you know, you charge me by the ounces or the amount of hair that's on the floor that you've cut off, and thus, you know, it'll be cheaper. And she's like, nope. It takes me the same amount of scissor strokes to cut it, no matter how short I'm cutting it or long I'm cutting it. I'm still closing the scissors and opening them about the same amount of time, and I'm still shampooing your hair, you know, so it's to get all the little hairs out. So it's still the same. I'm like, okay, good point. So, and wardrobe, I just threw this on. Maybe the most interesting part of this whole video will be that this is Spinal Tap. These go to 11 is the joke, of course, from Spinal Tap. It's kind of like the classic, you know, the more cowbell. You know, you have to have those two jokes if you're into music at all, right? So I just threw a shirt on over it. And so no wardrobe, I didn't mess with lighting or anything else. Oh, did I forget to loop this thing? No, it's looped. Okay. So, okay, good. It's only 2.5 minutes. So anyway, I was just trying to, I haven't been, I don't think I've put up a YouTube video in a while. And, you know, I've had people, a lot of people, like 8 or 9 people be like, where the hell are you? Where have you been? You know? And I did put up a video not too long ago. I think that it was basically titled, I Did Not Fall Down a Well. But that wasn't much of not much of a topic, doesn't sound like, right? So I thought, well, let me try to do something here, although it's really just goofing around. And then I want to ask about the vaccine. So I'll tell a story first, just a little story. And then if you want to punch out, as always, you know, do, because you may not care about my vaccine questions. I really just kind of wanted to see in comments what people thought about it. But let's get to that later. Red Solo Cup. Excuse me. It's water. It's not water. So the story, I'm thinking, well, what kind of story can, you know, you can't go anywhere, you don't do anything. What kind of story could I possibly have to tell? My car is still not back. No, so I don't have any stories about my car trying to kill me because it's hiding from me, I think is what it is. It's been like 8 months now. And I talked to him several days ago, and he's like, you know, any day now. Got another thing, got a bushings on the gear shift now. That's all we need. The part needs to come in, and turn this down a little bit. Part needs to come in, and the part did come in. So now he's like, okay, the part's in. It's going to take me just a couple days to change the bushings on your gear shift. And then, and so the engine's fixed, the turbos are fixed. So now we're just down to getting that piece or that repair done. And maybe I'll get it back. So it's like nobody goes anywhere, nothing to talk about. My car didn't try to kill me. And I'm thinking back, I think I put this story up on Instagram a while back, and I won't mention any of the comments. There's a couple funny comments, but that would give away the story. The deal was I was taking my mom, jump right into the story, right? And then I will talk about the vaccine questions I had, or topic. Oh yeah, just have a bit of a rant. when I started doing this, and I used to do it, no, it's double rant here. I'm gonna bitch about two different things. I used to do these, as you know, or maybe know, on that webcam on the PC, because I've got tools that I can edit a lot better. I know you're like, really? And they're still fucking 30 minutes long? But really, they could have been worse. They were worse. So, I could do some different things. I'm not very good at it. Instagram, they do not want you to, well, they won't. You can't upload from a PC to Instagram on a PC. They've taken away the little camera silhouette, so you can't do it. Now, actually, you can do it. You got to get into developer's mode on Chrome, and it's a whole thing. And I mean, my degree is in computer science. I could do it, but I'm not going to do it. It's way too much trouble. So I give up. I surrender. They want you on your mobile device so that you can be, all your mobile apps. You got it'll hook to Instagram, to your YouTube, and to your Facebook, and to your Twitter, and to your TikTok, and then they want all that on purpose. So they're strategically doing that to keep you from being able to upload from your PC. They want you on your mobile device. So I'm like, fine, I'm on my mobile device. Happy now? But my mobile device only had 5% power. So here's my other rant. I'm going, okay, I got to plug this thing in. And of course, Apple has had to screw with the thing that's been around for 40 years, probably, the 3.5 millimeter RCA mini jack, which about 10 billion devices and gadgets worldwide use that thing, right, to plug into other things. But no, Apple had to say, oh, no, we're not going to give up that 3.5 millimeters. That's too thick for us. We're just going to change it to the lightning port. It's thinner. And then just screw up everything. Except they give you this little dongle. And some people said they didn't get the little dongle. They just got a pair of earbuds that had a lightning connector, and they're like, here you go, knock yourself out. But you can get the dongles on Amazon. One end of it you plug into your lightning, and the other end is 3.5 millimeter RCA, and there you go. Of course, you're going to lose that thing, so you might as well buy them like a dozen at a time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a USB to lightning charging cable to charge this thing up. But then no, I go to plug it in, and no, this is an iPad Pro. It uses USB-C, not lightning at the other end of it. So I'm like, fuck, hell, now I got to get a different cable, which I have here, but it's like, it wasn't the one I had in my hand. I got to dig it out and plug in USB-C because it was at 5%. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I got to get some power. So I did that. So yay. Or maybe you're like, oh no, now it won't die on them. Damn. All right, 8 minutes, still no story. So here's a tiny story. I realized that where do I go? What happened? What do I do? Except I used to take my mom to the hospital for cancer treatments, for radiation treatments. And so I was doing that this one time, and coming out, we were done, and she's in a wheelchair, and Valley parked the car, and Valley, it takes a really long time. I've done this not many, but 8, 9 times maybe with the valets for various things. Sometimes scans, sometimes radiation treatments, sometimes infusions for what they call immunotherapy. But anyway, not my first rodeo here at this hospital giving valet the thing. It's going to take a while. So I give it to him, and it's kind of nice outside. So my mom's fine sitting inside where it's warmer, and it's chilly out. But I go ahead and stand outside. It's a sunny day, and sorry, if I told this story here, then just skip past it altogether and just burn this thing, kill it with fire. But I'm standing outside, and there's this really attractive young woman. She's maybe, I'd say, right at 30, like 29, 31, like right there at 30 is my guess. And she's pushing her grandma in a wheelchair over to a really nice modern, late model sedan, as the expression goes. And like I said, she's really attractive, so she's not like a fat chick, and she's, just trim, and so she doesn't have much upper body strength. She probably weighs 110 pounds, and she's going to try to transfer her grandma into the car. Well, the grandma must be completely worn out from her day at the hospital. I'm really familiar with this with my mom. So the grandma is being not being no help. She can't be any help. She's worn out. She has no leg muscles. So she can't stand up. She's dead weight. And this young woman is not going to be able to pick her up and put her in the car. So she's really struggling, and she's just getting nowhere, but she's trying, and she's getting really frustrated. And, not frustrated like being ready to yell. Like she's getting frustrated like she's getting ready to be in tears or something. So I go over and I say, can I help you? And she's like, oh yeah, please. So I'm, okay, sure. And but I was standing behind the wheelchair, and from behind the wheelchair, I've got no leverage and I've got no angles to be able to pick her up, and then I can't even reach to get her in the car. The car is on the other side of the wheelchair. I can't get there from here. So I say, I need to come over and stand by you. And, you know, we got a zombie apocalypse here, so we got masks on and stuff, you know. So she says, okay, sure, yeah. And so I switch places with her and get over in front of her grandma. And I just grabbed her grandma by the armpits and just picked her up. And the grandma kind of made a face, and the girl said, it's okay, Gran, he's got you. And she calmed down quite a bit. And she's like, well, okay, if she says it's okay, it's okay. The stranger's like grabbing her by the armpits and lifting her up in the air. But I gently, you know, lifted her up and just transferred her into the passenger side of the car and set her down. And there you go. Okay. And she said, oh, thank you very much. And I said, sure. I said, I'll take this wheelchair. Is this your wheelchair? And she said, no, it belongs to the hospital. I said, okay, well, I'll wheel it back in. I've done this many times before. And, you know, I know where they go, and we've always borrowed wheelchairs too. So no, I know that they have to be returned, and they're in short supply, so I'll get it right back. And she said, okay, thanks. And the thing is, the way I described it, I think when I put this up on Instagram or when I told this story to a friend or something, I said, not that I mean, that was my goal, was to help, you know, not to hit on this young woman, although she's really attractive. But I'm saying, you know, if I would have, you know, like asked for a phone number or something, or, you know, something like that, I would have got shot down so bad, right? She'd been like, the hell, we're trying to, my grandma's sick, and, you know, so fuck you, and fuck your cow, and stuff like that. So, you know, I'd have got shot down terribly. But the thing is, I didn't do any of that. I just, you know, she said, oh, thank you, you know, very much. And I said, sure thing. And I turned my back and I started walking away, and she hollers to my back and she says, can I borrow your phone? And I really figure that her phone must be dead, and she's wanting to make a call to call ahead to wherever they're going to go, so that somebody at the other end can be ready to transfer grandma out of the car, because this young woman's not going to be any better at getting her out than she is getting her in. Probably is actually worse, because now the gravity is working against her, so there's no chance. So she says, can I borrow your phone? And I say, sure. So I hand her my phone. I unlock my phone, hand it to her so she can make a phone call. And she's not making a phone call. No, she brings up contacts, puts her name and her phone number into my contacts on my phone, and then hands it back to me and says, call me sometime or text me sometime. And I'm like, you bet. Sure will. And so, you know, I'm kind of flabbergasted, and I smile, and she smiles and waves again and gets around the driver's side, and they drive off. So that's about the extent of the story. I did follow up, and we've chatted back and forth in text a few times, and she seems really nice, and hasn't ghosted me yet, you know. So, but we both realize there's a zombie apocalypse, and so, you know, it's not really the time. So we're just kind of, you know, keeping our distance physically, but we're communicating, so it's nice. And we'll see. It goes nowhere, or, you know, she'll drift away before the apocalypse ends, perhaps, or probably. My luck. Or even do I want to? I mean, you know, I haven't had. I've had a couple spectacular failures, you know, with getting divorced, and then the rebound girl moved in with me for like 5 months, and then everything was great until it wasn't. And she just decided she didn't want to be anybody's girlfriend. She didn't have anybody else. No, she just had her condo back. She kicked her sister and the husband, her brother-in-law, out of the condo, so she had the condo to herself. And she just wanted to be by herself, and just, yeah. So, anyway, after a bit of that, I'm like, you know, relationships, work, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think, oh man, 14 minutes. I think that leads me into my topic of the vaccine thing. You know, I don't know, people in different countries or even different states may handle this differently. But here, they've got this crazy, complicated tiers and categories within tiers and phases within categories. I mean, it's like this nested way of grouping things based on, first responders or healthcare workers, and then people in nursing homes, and then really old people if they're not in nursing homes. If you're over a certain age, like, I don't know, 65 or 85 or some age like that, you're in another category. And if you've got certain diseases, like certain health problems that would complicate with COVID, like heart disease or a liver transplant where you're immunocompromised, and or lupus or something like that. So I didn't read it very carefully, but I don't have any of those. So I don't have any categories that would improve my spot in line, other than I just realized lately, because I haven't signed up before until just like last night, that a job that I do, consulting work part-time, is considered what do they call it, a essential service. It is. It's listed on there. It's like infrastructure kind of thing where they say it's essential service, and they don't want everybody who's doing that thing to die of COVID or be sick and be home, and then nothing gets done, and it's infrastructure and it's important. So I don't know if it's infrastructure, but anyways, my boss got it ranked as essential services or essential job. So that's good that it moved me then up in the list. And so last night or night before, I went on a rampage of calling all the different, there's 2 big hospital university medical centers, Washington University, which is my alma mater, and St. Louis University. They're research hospitals and stuff. They have signups. And then there's a couple other big conglomerates of hospitals, Mercy and SSM. And then there's another one I'm missing. But anyway, I called them all. Didn't call them all, sorry. I got on all their websites, and I filled out all their forms and checked, no to these things. But then when I got to this essential services thing and I saw the thing, I'm like, yep, that one. So, and they didn't say, you're at, this, category 1B, level 3, section A, or, they didn't tell me exactly where I fell, but I know it improved me and moved me, up in line a bit. So, and I'm not trying to cheat the system. They say right there that you're more than welcome to sign up everywhere. They say, but you're not welcome to sign up for multiple appointments. Once you get an appointment with once they call you for an appointment to get the first of the 2 shots, you can't take other appointments, of course. But they say sign up as much as you want, and whoever calls you first, go with that. So, because I don't know if you know worldwide about it, but the one we have in the United States is got to be crazy cold. It's got to be kept crazy cold, and then it's got to thaw out, and then it's thawed out. It's only good for, I don't know, a handful of days or something. And so the logistics of administering it are tricky. So I'm not, it's not probably going very well, or real well anyway. And they got a lot of logistics stuff to do in each state, and different stuff. So, but anyway, it should improve things a bit for me time-wise. And I don't even know if that's good or bad, because it gives me less time to hear other people's stories, frankly. I mean, I know that they've done trials on people before, but now they're doing more because they're jabbing lots of people, first responders, doctors, nurses, nursing home workers, people in nursing homes, the people that are staying there, patients, or residents of nursing homes. So, if people's eyeballs start falling out or something, there'd be more time to know that there's some bad side effects. I mean, so far I've just heard some people just have a sore arm, which is nothing. You get that from a flu shot. And other people have said they've actually gotten sick for a few days, fever, and felt kind of crappy, but just for a few days, kind of like having the flu, maybe a bad flu, but that's been like the worst of it. Again, nobody's had eyeballs falling out or, rectal bleeding or anything like that. I'm sorry. I should think of better examples of bad side effects. I'm always just thinking of this contemporaneously. So it's like, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. I don't know if I want to be early in the list, because every month longer that I get to hear stories about how people are doing gives me a chance to chicken out, maybe. But absent that, I think I'm in, and I don't think I'm in. I'm in. Now some people are not, and they're not just all the anti-vaxxers that would never even get their kids, measles, mumps, rubella shot, or never take a flu shot or anything like that. There are other people that, they do that kind of thing, but this is different, This has never been anything like this as far as how quickly it was rushed in, and a lot of things about it that's very different than any other vaccine. But I always get a flu shot and stuff like that, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this because the results that are coming back so far, the side effects haven't been bad, and B, I'm tired of sitting around not being able to do anything, not being able to live my life, not being able to travel and go to Austria to ski or go to Scotland, tour castles, or even travel domestically. I'm not looking forward to being crammed into an airplane with a bunch of people. Yeah, I know we all got to wear masks and stuff, but I mean, I've seen some pictures inside the airplanes, and it's like, nah, that doesn't look good to me. But if I had the vaccine, maybe, and plus if other people on the plane had the vaccine, get some kind of herd immunity going, maybe, I would, be able to fly to Steamboat Springs and ski or something like that. Fly St. Louis to Denver, or not Denver. No, fly St. Louis to Dallas. Don't ask me why. It's the wrong direction, but you fly St. Louis to Dallas, probably it's a hub in Dallas, and then you fly Dallas right into Steamboat. And then you're right there, and you just take a shuttle to your ski in, ski out condo, and it's great. And I've done that 10 or 15 times probably. Other places, it's more of a hassle because you got shuttle buses and stuff. But anyway, okay, we're 21 minutes, and I don't know that I've said much of anything, but I was kind of wanting to see maybe in comments if people had opinions on vaccine. This part of the thing is maybe kind of worthless because it's going to be dated like that, I mean, not to say that any of my other content is great, but I'm just saying that, a year from now or 2 years from now, someone may still want to come along and listen to me describe the fire extinguishers blowing up in my car and trying to kill me, or my brakes failing and trying to kill me, or my car engine blowing up, and leaving me stranded in the middle of the highway going 70 miles an hour. I'm going 0, but cars are going 70 miles an hour on both sides of me. It's at least 3 times I can think of my car tried to kill me, and I was in it at the time. And I don't have any of those stories because, did I go through this already in this one? Or maybe in the other one when I redid this. But yeah, my car, I hope you're sitting down, still not back. It's been like 8 months now. So I don't have any car stories that tried to kill me because I don't have the damn car. But they're almost ready, they tell me. Almost. So it's been almost for a while now. So, but there is reason to think, because I know what they're up to now. The engine's fixed, turbos are fixed, the bushings in the gear shift are bad, worn out, and the guy had noticed it. And I said, yeah, it's been like a year that I've had some trouble with it, having to really work hard on getting into first gear especially. And he's like, yeah, the bushings are really messed up. And so he's ordered the parts, and it took a while the parts to get here, but now the parts are here as of Friday, which is like 2 business days ago. So he might have it fixed in a couple days. I know it sounds like I'm being too optimistic because I've been heartbroken 5 or 6 times before that they've been 2 days away from delivering my car to me for like 6 months. But anyway, I don't have any stories yet, but I've been asked by a couple people to get a GoPro camera, a GoPro wannabe is what I got, and do some video, driving, and I'll do that if I ever get the damn car. So, okay, this is still 23 minutes, and I didn't have anything to talk about, but thanks for listening, and it gave me something to do for a few minutes, and I'm trying to think of anything of any other consequence to talk about. No, apparently if I can't think of it right away, that there's nothing burning going on. I'm just working through all my mom's passing away stuff of phone calls for checking accounts and car titles and house mortgage and a lot of stuff. But maybe that keeps me from thinking about it too much for a while. So that's maybe good. Keeps me busy mentally. And this does too. So thank you for being here. And there, as I say, there are a few people who use these YouTube videos of mine just as background to do other projects and other work. So, okay, here now you've got another one. So I hope I was able to help in that respect. And if it was completely not worth your time at all, sorry. And you can leave me a downvote or tell me to stop doing these until I really think of a good, good story, like my car trying to kill me for a 4th time. So I will work on that as soon as I get my car back. Thanks for watching. I think I have figured out that the camera's there because it's just a black bezel. It's not like a webcam, but I hope I'm looking into the camera and I'm going to find a button and tell you all thanks, take care, and always appreciate your time. Thanks for coming. Bye.